Job Talk has been conducting sessions. We had a couple of important sessions from resume building, how we have to conduct ourselves in the interview. So, in continuation to what we have discussed so far, is group discussion. It is effectively used to screen the candidates from the large bunch. Typically, group discussion happens after the initial evaluation. They would have accounted for their verbal ability, reasoning, or analytical skills, data interpretation as well. If it is a technical round, they would also consider if the candidate is technically sound. So the next thing is that how well the candidate is able to cope up in tough situations. Usually, tough situations happens when people interact in the group, where multiple opinions are put forward. So, to what extent the candidate shows the promise in carrying forward his demeanor, attitude, skill set, the tone of the language that he uses, how well he conducts in the group. These aspects are looked by the potential hires. In the group discussion, what matters a lot is that you should make to the next round. The first round, we will not put any rules or guidelines. Then we will summarize what should have gone better and where the improvement areas are. So, what is most important as per any potential hirer, right? So, what matters is we should express ourselves or given an argument. When I say an argument, it could be a problem statement. Let's say once you enter a company, there is a problem statement for us to work on, and we have to come up with possible solutions. So the possible solutions can't be achieved or arrived at just by thinking individually. It has to happen in the group. And with diverse viewpoints expressed in the group, we should work on a common platform where all the opinions are considered, relevant information is accounted for, and then the solutioning should be such that it is meeting the expectations as well as the goals of that problem statement. Group discussion forms the basis for any meaningful outcome when a problem statement is given, or for that matter, here the problem statement can be replaced with a project as well. During customer requirements, we have to do a lot of debating. We have to communicate again back with the customer to make sure that we have understood the requirements in first place very clearly. At the same time, the communication should also happen within the team. It could be the team of engineers, sales people, marketing people who deals with the product line management. So there are multiple stakeholders involved, and communication forms the core in order to derive a meaningful outcome. So key takeaway from the slide that I'm sharing here is that views has to be expressed. So the first topic, the government of India in this tough times wants to not postpone further a JEE NEET examination. The topic that we want to discuss is it the right thing to do at this given junction? So let's give 1 or 2 minutes for ourselves to consolidate our facts and then organize our thoughts around it. But while presenting, be clear, present the facts first and also your opinion based on other information that you have. So the discussion will be around 15 minutes, and then for 5 minutes wrap up where we will discuss about the outcome of the discussion and the takeaways of the discussion. Anyone who wants to be part of this discussion, please pitch in.
Manju, I'll join.
Yes.
My understanding of this examination being conducted during this COVID period is that this examination is more so for a student rather than a situation where the country or surroundings is going through. This has always been the case of student first and their academic interest first to be taken care. So I feel that this examination needs to be conducted rather than having a student miss out on their entire year, face the situation of probably down the line not eligible for some examination to take up because of the age factor. I think the examination needs to be conducted, but it has to be conducted in an hygienic way.
Yeah, Lokesh, your points are very well in line with keeping in mind the academic year of any student should not be lost. But considering the logistic in which the examinations are being held, we should also bring about the fact that to what extent this social distancing is maintained, and even a life lost, it's a huge cost.
There is nothing like a trade off between education first, student first versus student life. It is something like life versus livelihood. Both are very important. But I think there are ways where centers don't have the mechanism facilities to make sure that this COVID cannot be controlled kind of aspect. Still, there are individual responsibility which can be done by that individual, like not touching those common touch points, having a mask, gloves. At a personal level, someone can still manage it if personally they take care of themselves, as well as there are few facilities government providing for entire student community.
So you are saying that the government should take necessary measures. You also said that it is also to the individual to make sure that apart from taking the examination, he also takes care of his physical hygiene.
I want to add in here. I was just checking the details on the internet. It says around 25 lakh students attended JEE and NEET last year, and approximately the same amount of students are going to attend this year also. So, government obviously, when it is deciding to go ahead with an exam like this, it will take all the necessary precautions. At the same time, it's each and everyone's responsibility to do what is necessary. The government should also see to it that enough time is given so that there is no rush or hurry when the students are actually getting into the room to get to their seats, and no rush, no hurry. I seriously feel they should go ahead with this.
That is very good that we start quoting facts. So 25 lakhs is a fact and figure, and that can be validated. During group discussion, any interviewer will like to hear facts and also the opinion that you're framing around that fact.
Yes, sir. The topic is it right to hold JE or NEET? Yes, sir. It is right to hold. Now, all students are prepared with exams. That exam can be conducted in a hygienic way, sir, by using masks, sanitizer, and the number of centers can be increased to prevent a huge crowd, so that exam can be conducted in a safe way.
So what you're trying to imply is that by increasing the number of centers, we can maintain appropriate social distance. Very good point.
Supreme Court has also ordered to conduct the exams as per the schedule.
So are you agreeing with the Supreme Court's decision, or you have any counter point to make? Or
Yes, I agree with the Supreme Court's agreement. Students are prepared for the exam.
let me be devil's advocate here. On what basis are you saying that students are prepared? Is there any thing that you can quote from the website which I can validate? The Supreme Court is judgmental. On what basis are you agreeing with the Supreme Court is what I'm asking. I'm playing the role of devil's advocate here. I'm against JE NEET examination being held. There are a couple of points well made. What so first thing is that you agreed that it has to be conducted on time, and at the same time you had a suggestion in place saying that the number of centers should be increased, and you also supplemented it with the fact that Supreme Court has given a go ahead signal for conducting examination.
I feel that the exams should not be conducted. I know the government has given forth the guidelines to conduct these exams. They have given forth the regulations that the transport will be provided. There will be hand gloves, sanitizers. But the question
Yes.
is it enough to remove the doubt or the fear that is in every student's mind that they are safe while they are sitting in that exam full of anxiety? Because like when you go into the exam center, you need to be mentally prepared.
Yes.
Now, on top of the anxiety of the exams, we have the fear of being contracted with the COVID disease. Though there has been a plenty of time, is it enough? The students were again pleading to the government to not conduct these exams, and there are 25 lakh students. How many centers are gonna they open? Is it enough?
Is it enough? Is the question. So you're questioning that the current modalities and logistics are not enough, or assuming that they will be enough. How are you going to overcome the mental fear writing these exams? But you're not told on what basis you are saying that students are not prepared. Let's freeze the discussion here. I would request one of you to summarize what and all points that you have put forth.
As an outcome of this, 3 out of 4 people have suggested that it is right to hold the exam. So if we go with the statistics, it will say 70% say yes.
Yes, the points were well summarized. You have taken into account all the people's opinion. You should know how to modulate your pitch as your pitch forms one of the key ingredients of the group discussion. Now, the second thing is inflection. You are able to influence other people. Your views are being considered by other people. The next thing is courtesy. So, while expressing your views, you should not be adamant or rude to other person's view. The tone, you have to understand the tone. The next thing is understandability, on what basis they are laid out on the table, whether it is supplemented with facts, or is it that you are deriving opinion based on some well established facts. The penultimate one is rate, the rate at which you say the information. So you should not be too slow, and at the same time, you should not be too fast. And the last one, enunciation, is to stress on the points where most of the people may not understand you. And enunciation is to repeat what you said so that the point is made clear. So the topic is, what does employers usually look for in a potential fresher? So is it master degree? Is it academics? Or is it that the skills that he possesses? At the same time, he can adapt to job specific learnings and trainings. And also by being part of the industry at a very early age, he can have more experience. So what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, so Manju, let me start. Any employer would always look for two things. One, I term it as soft skill, and another is hard skill. The hard skill is predominantly taken as a master degree or a degree, academics, or whatever you had gone through schooling. But there is a soft skill which is learned over a period of time due to your interaction with your peers, professors, or with your friends. My point here is we see is the employer sees almost 80 percentage of the soft skill and only 20 percentage of the hard skill if you are a fresher. The academics, the skills can be developed on where the company wants to take that employee in terms of their company's objectives. The soft skill is something which takes time and they want a ready-made candidate who can gel with the team. So that's what I see as a fresher, what they look for. Maybe it will stop at like 40% soft skill and 60% hard skill once you are probably 10 plus years of experience.
So what you're essentially trying to say is that as a fresher, when I'm a potential employer, I would predominantly look for hard skill, which constitutes around 80%, and soft skill can be developed over a period of time. Is what you have said. Point well taken. Let's stop here and summarize. I think Lokesh spoke from both the perspective. Initially, what is required, and as we probe more in the industry, what is required. Lokesh's tone was neutral.
I have one situation. I just want everyone to vote for it. If we have in a group discussion three set of people, one who is a moderator, the other person makes an for argument, and another person makes an against argument. Who do you think the employer will employ for? Shruti, go ahead, please.
I think the moderator, the one who is aware of both the pros and cons of the situation.
What about Dikshita?
who is for the topic.
Anyone else have any other opinion?
Can be anyone among the three who is able to give facts and figures and justify what they're saying.
Let's make it simple. Everyone follows the pattern, what is required. One who summarizes it, one who makes an for statement, and one who makes an against statement. Who do you think the employer employs?
I'll go with
Yes.
Dikshita's point of view.
Manu?
It's job specific. See if compromise is required, then go for a moderator, and for the far, go for someone wants to convince the others and all right, and then go for far, and against is someone who want to be always counter. This based on the job role.
Okay, Lokesh?
I would go with the person who speaks against, who challenges with point of view.
Okay. Raghu?
I would choose who has done a good job in keeping cool, calm posture, taking confidence of everyone into picture, and as well communicating his or her side of the story. It doesn't matter whether the person is a moderator to pro or against.
Okay, Sridhar?
Okay, it's again based on the position that we are hiring, like what role that the guy was playing there in the organization. Based on that, because see, like all the three are distinct. One is a good team player who compromises and gives a consolidated results. One is adapts to his uniqueness. He sticks to his oneness. If you ask me, the person who sticks to his oneness, I go with that guy.
Okay. So, Manju, I will conclude after yours.
The one who has sticked to what he has spoken from the very beginning is the person who is going to win.
Okay.
Manju, actually, if we have to choose one among those three, whom will you choose? Is
Again,
it
it is weighted average. If I'm not able to do any screening in the first level of my analysis, then I will go to the next round of analysis. There I will know how many points that he has put forth for his argument. So then he wins, just like you break a tie.
Let's make it absolutely same, every weighted average between all the three students.
Then I have to go with my judgment.
In that situation, I would go for a person either for or against who is actually making his points very clear, and at the same time he's assertive but he's not rude. There the soft skills part should come into picture.
Okay. Can I give what has been as a study which has been done on this aspect? This is something very globally accepted way how the human behavior works is in a group discussion, who takes a moderator position always wins the group discussion. That guy he will be getting hired first. Next guy, if the guy who makes a negative or takes the against position gets hired in a group discussion, whoever takes an against position is challenging the collective minds of others.
You have summarized it very well. I would say a minority who is able to convince a majority always has more weightage. You will summarize the outcome of this webinar as such, what in your college group or within your company. So it is more to take along all people's opinion and to work with a common goal. Well, guys, I think we can conclude here.